Hey guys, we are going to shorten the length of a Centria Intercept neutral panel. This is not an installation video. We have a mock-up, small mock-up we put together. We're going to get a dimension from, and then we have a work table where we'll lay it out and cut it, and a finger brake where we'll put the return leg back on. So let's go over to the mock-up and get a dimension. All right, here's the mock-up that we put together. We have a corner panel that's going left to right, and we have this panel going right to left. So we have two leading edges of which we need to put in a neutral panel. And this is the neutral panel here. It doesn't have a leading edge. So we'll take a dimension, and also involved in a dimension is that each panel has a 3/4 inch perimeter reveal, and we'll have to subtract that out of the finished face. And also, when we cut these, we'll need to take off the extrusion, cut it to the right size, and put it back on to the 7/8 inch factory gap. So we'll take a measurement, and it shows that it's 19 inches minus the 1.5 for the reveal, so we'll make it 17.5 inches. Let's go over to the table and lay it out and cut it. All right, here we are. Here's our panel. It's too long. We need 17.5. It's 22, so we're going to have to trim it down some. Also, we're going to have to cut the extrusion to make it fit. So we'll mark that now and cut it when we cut the panel. So let's set this up. We have 17.5. That was a 19 minus 1.5 inch. And then we have an inch. That's going to be the return leg over here. And then there's a 1/2 inch in the back that comes around the back. So we have an inch. And up here we have 17. That should be 18.5 and 19. Make sure that's what we have here. 18.5 and 19. All right, the extrusion is going to get cut 2 inches shorter than the panel end. So if we were making this 17.5, 2 inches shorter would be 15.5. So we'll set that up at 13.5, and we'll cut that when we cut the panel. So for right now, it's got 3/16 rivets, and we'll drill those out. So that we can take the extrusion off. Right. See if this will come off. All right. So we have that marked right here is where we're going to cut it. We'll set the panel up so that we can cut it off. Right, so the 19 will be the saw cut. Then at 17, we're going to take that and wrap it around and cut the back off. So here's what's going to happen with that. We'll use this. We'll mark it here. And then on this side, we'll mark it here. And bring it over to the end. And we'll mark here so that we can carry it around. We'll put a line and then down to the face of the pan. And over here, we're going to mark this one. So we should have all our marks on here. Take the circular saw, cut that, and we'll cut this. Put this in. We'll put that on after we finish bending this. Just gonna cut this out, make it easier to do the second cut. Also, I think I'll put a relief cut in here. Let's see if we can just hold it this way and make the cut. This side, make that relief cut. Alright, and then this cut. Also, we're going to put a little access cut right here. Put it right like this. Alright, tape measure. We already have our 17.5 established right here. That's the outside dimension. But so we're going to make an inch for the return leg. 18. And then down here, we're going to make an inch return leg. So this will be our first bend. And then this will be, we'll mark it up here, that'll be our second bend. So right now, we're ready to go over to the break and get it broken, then we'll come back and put the extrusion. That's Matthew McConaughey. He doesn't work here. He just shows up. All right, so here's our panel. We've made our cuts. We're over here at the finger brake. We had the finger brake set at the inside dimension so that it'll fit right in the pan and close down. So this will be our first brake, and then we'll mark it. Second one will be right at the 17.5. All right, that looks good. As you can see right here that we move these fingers back so that it's not a tight bend. This is 070 aluminum and we need a relief in the brakes right here. So the fingers are pushed back about 1/8 of an inch off the brake line. All right, here's our first one. As a little cheat, I put a mark where 90 degrees is on there. All right, we'll move this up and set these cut edges right on the brake line. We'll make that
make that bend.
Bend. So now let's go back over to the table and we'll finish up with putting the extrusion on.
Here's the piece we cut off, and it measures 1 1/8, and here's our bend here, and it measures 1 1/8, and you can see that the end is very clean. This is the one that was cut off. This is the one that we're going to be using, and also the bottom is a very clean break. Here's their bottom.
And there's ours. So what's left is to put the extrusion on.
Here's what we have. And so we'll put the one rivet in. The original one. It goes from the back side so that the back side stays flush. All right, here we go. Now remember what we talked about, that 7/8, and we're going to do that here. We'll put this in and make sure that that closes down to 7/8 of an inch. And then we'll drill our hole and put the other rivet in.
And there we have it. So this is the size. We could go over there and see how it's going to look. All right, we're back. Here's the panel. It's been cut, folded, extrusion's been put back on, and we'll see how it fits.
Here's our 3/4 inch shim. Three-quarter inch shim over here.
Well, it looks like it fits perfect. So I hope this helps you. You take care, and we'll see you again.